Hi, kindergartners. Welcome back to your TV classroom. Today is Thursday, March 4th. How are you today? I hope that you're doing well. Before we begin learning, let's check in with our zone. What zone are you in today? How are you feeling? Are you feeling maybe sick or sad, or maybe you're excited or worried, or really angry or feeling out of control, or maybe you're feeling okay and ready to learn?
How about you, Mrs. Wally?
Well, you know, Mr. Kevin, I'm in the green zone.
Good.
We've made some decisions and I'm feeling good. And
Good.
so it's always nice when you know what's going to happen next. So I'm in the green zone. How are you today, Mr. Kevin?
Also in the green zone.
You're in the green zone? That's awesome. Why are you in the green zone?
Well, today happens to be my
Your birthday. Mr. Kevin, do you have a view that we can see you?
Well, sure. Let me
Let's see.
pull that up here. I believe.
Here we go. And then, friends, when we can see Mr. Kevin, let's say happy birthday. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Mr. Kevin!
Thanks, kids.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mrs. Wally. Thank you, Mrs. Oslin.
Oh, you're welcome. Isn't that so cool, friends? Now we can see Mr. Kevin when we talk to him. It's so great. I'm so excited. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, before we look at our math, don't forget to share with someone around you and also ask them how they're feeling today. Okay, can you do that? All right, let's go ahead and look at our 5 and 10s frame. How many do you see? Mr. Kevin, how many do you see?
Looks like 11 to me.
How did you know it was 11?
Well, you know, a tens frame full of dots is 10.
Yeah, we know that, don't we? We don't even have to count it anymore,
Just
do we?
one more.
One more, 10, and the next one is 11. I love that you knew that the tens frame full was 10, and you have learned that, and you don't have to count them anymore. At this point in kindergarten, we're gonna start getting to the point where we see a tens frame, and we don't have to count it anymore. We just know it's 10, and that's a really great thing. Let's look at the next one. Ooh, Mabel, how many do you see? How did you know it was 13? You saw 10, and then you said 11, 12, 13. Oh, Mr. Kevin, did you see 13?
I did.
How did you see it?
Well, I saw, again, the tens frame, which was full, and then I counted 1, 2, 3 below.
And then you knew 10 and 3 was 13.
13.
Oh, so Mr. Kevin saw the 3 just like Mabel, but he did it a little different. He said 10, and then there's 1, 2, 3, and I know 10 and 3 is 13. Mabel counted on. She said 10, 11, 12, 13. So Mr. Kevin took the 2 parts and put them together, and Mabel counted on. Oh, how many, Pebble? How many do you see, Pebble? How did you know it was 15, Pebble? Oh, because a 5 frame full is 5. So 10 and 5 is 15. Awesome. I wonder how many I see. I see 12. And how I know is I see 10, 11, 12. Did you see it that way? Some of you saw 10 and 2, and 10 and 2 makes 12. Awesome. Oh, we already did that one. Today we are learning how to add. We've been practicing putting things together, telling stories. Today we're going to look at some problems and we're going to see if we can figure out what the answers are or what the equations are. Are you ready, friends? Now, as we're doing it, I want you to think about what are the parts I know, and then if I put them all together, how many are there? Okay, let's take a look. If I have 3 and 2, how many do I have? Go ahead and draw those 2 parts on your whiteboard. 3 and 2. 3 and 2. How many circles altogether? 5. So what is 3 plus 2? 5. You just added, kindergartners. Nice job. Let's do the next one. The first number is what? 2. So draw 2 circles. Break apart stick. What's the next? 2 circles. How many circles altogether? 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Awesome. What do you see? I wonder what we need to do. Oh, it says you can use counters and crayons. I'm going to be the crayons. You're going to be the counters at home. So on your whiteboard, make sure you have your counters with you. If you don't, you can draw circles. But I want you to represent this first problem. I'm going to tell you the story, and I want you to build it with your counters, and then I'm going to color it in. And we're going to see if we get the same answer. I have a basket of apples, and in the basket, there are 2 red apples and 1 yellow apple. Can you build that, please, friends? I'm going to draw it. 2 red apples and 1 yellow apple. And I'm going to put a black line here so we can see it really well. There. How many apples do we have all together? Count them. How many do you have when you have 2 and 1? 2 and 1 put together makes 3. So 2 plus 1 equals 3. You just added. You just did this equation. 2 plus 1 is the same as 3. Kiss your brain, kindergartners, you're doing it. Mr. Kevin, do you see what's next?
I do. Butterflies.
The butterflies. Can you tell us the story with the numbers, Mr. Kevin? Can you see them back there?
Well, we see blue butterflies and we see a yellow butterfly.
Yeah, 3
And I
blue
see
butterflies.
3 blue butterflies.
And 1 yellow
and
butterfly.
1 yellow.
3 plus 1. Can you build that with your counters, friends? I'm going to draw it in. 3, 1, 2, 3 blue butterflies, and 1 orangey yellow butterfly.
You're right. He's orangey yellow.
He has yellow on the bottom, orange on the top. So how many butterflies do we have? 3 and 1 more is 1,
4.
2, 3, 4. It's just the next one. So 3 plus 1 equals, right, 4 on your board.
4.
Excellent job, kindergartners. Okay, I have 3 red balloons and Oliver has 2 blue balloons. How many balloons do we have? Go ahead and build that on your board. 3 and 2. I've got 3. Do you see them? 3 and 2. We filled up the 5 frame. So what is 3 plus 2? It's 5 because the whole thing's filled. Let's count by checking. I'm going to start with 3 because I know it's 3. 3, 4, 5. 3 plus 2 equals 5 because 3 and 2 put together make 5. Oh. What do we have now? 1 red apple, 1 yellow apple. Go ahead and build. I'm going to draw. 1 red apple, 1 yellow apple. How many apples do we have? We have 2 apples altogether because 1 and 1 put together makes 2. More butterflies. Mr. Kevin, do you see how many orangey yellow we have this time? How many?
We have 4 orangey yellow and we have 1 blue.
Okay, friends, let's build it and draw it. 1, 2, 3, 4 orangey yellow. And 1 blue. How many do I have? How did you know it was 5? Oh, because 4, the next number is 5 and we're just adding 1 more? That's one way. Look at my 5 frame. It's full. If my 5 frame is full with 1 in each box, I know it's 5. So let's say the equation. 4 plus 1 is the same as 5 because 4 and 1 more makes 5. Great.
And they're
now
all
we have
friends, by the way.
Do we want to do the pink flowers and the yellow flowers or the blue pots and the green pots, Mr. Kevin?
Oh, I'd say let's do blue pots and green pots.
Okay. So I have 3 blue pots. No, I don't. I have 2 blue pots. Whoops, my brain switched the numbers. Good thing I was double checking. Here's the blue pots, and I have 2. 1, 2. Now I have green pots. How many do I have? 3. 1, 2, 3. How many do I have? 2 plus 3. Now I have 5 pots of flowers all together. How do we know that? The 5 frame's full, so we know it's 5. We also know 2 plus 3 equals 5, or 2 put together with 3 is the same as 5. Great job. Rick has 4 apples. He gets 1 more apple. How many apples does he have now? Mr. Kevin, can you show my whiteboard? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a different kind of problem. So let's model it. Let's act it out. Are you ready? Okay. Mabel, you're going to pretend to be Rick. Okay? Okay. Hi, Rick. It's nice to meet you. Okay. Rick, you have 4 apples to start with. Okay? Rick has 4 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rick, would you like another apple? Oh, you would? Okay. Rick, here's 1 more apple in your basket. How many apples does Rick have now? What did we do here? We modeled, we had 4, and then we added or put together with 1 more. How many apples does Rick have now? Also known as Mabel. How many? 4, and 1 more is, how did you know it was 5? Yes, because if you're at 4 and you put up 1 more finger, it's just the next number. If I'm on a number line like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I'm on 4 and I go 1 more, what's the next number? 5. When we add 1, it's just the next number in line. So if I'm at 7 and I add 1, it's going to be 8, because that's what comes after 7. Okay, so how many apples does Rick have now? Rick has 5 apples now. That's a lot of apples, Mabel. All right, friends. Today, you're going to practice doing this. You're going to use crayons or colored pencils or markers, and you're going to color in the boxes of how many each picture says they have, and then you're going to count them all together and write how many it is on page 345 and 346. Today, we learned how to add. We modeled the problem, we used the model to find the total, and then we wrote the total down. Nice job, friends. Mr. Kevin, can you tell them how to reach us here at the TV Classroom, just in case they forgot overnight?
Of course, I'd be happy to. Ask your adult to help you. Email the TV teachers at tvclassroom@tacoma.k12.wa.us. Or you can always send us something in the mail, TV Classroom at 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Now, friends, up next is Ms. Oslin with your ELA lesson. Get out your ELA packet, your learning notebook, your pencil, and your learning buddy, and be ready to learn when she comes on the screen. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Greetings, astronaut cadets. This is your commanding officer reporting to you from Space Command. Today, we will be traveling to and exploring the moon. We call this mission Space Jump. Here's how it works. Number 1, complete each of the 4 levels by reaching the star coin. 2. When you see me run, you run. 3. When you encounter an object coming towards you, you will need to either dodge, duck, dip, dive, or dodge in order to safely complete each level. And number 4, have fun. Good luck, cadets! Let's run. Let's run.
Hi, kindergartners. Welcome back from your break. Excellent job gathering your materials and being ready to learn. Go ahead and take your pencil and your learning notebook and your ELA packet and set them off to the side. You can go ahead and hold on to your learning buddy if you would like. Friends, today's a really special day. Do you know what it is? It's Mr. Kevin's birthday.
Oh,
So let's
shucks.
take a moment and we're all gonna sing happy birthday to Mr. Kevin. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Kevin. Happy birthday to you.
you are so sweet, everybody. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday. We hope it's the best birthday ever here in TV Classroom.
It's a great birthday. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, kindergartners, let's remind ourselves today and every day, your job when we come together is to...
Now I was thinking of birthday, and I didn't hit the button.
No, but you know what? We didn't need it because our kindergartners have been saying it every day. They hardly even need the pictures anymore. They know their job. They know it's to listen, share, read, and write. And I could hear them saying that. That's amazing. Excellent job, kindergartners. Kiss your brain. Okay, active listening posture. I'm not gonna say it. At this point in the year, you can remind yourself about your active listening posture. So go ahead.
Eyes watching, ears listening, voice quiet, body still.
What if you notice that your mind starts to think about something else? What are you gonna do? Show me. Focus, self. Focus. Excellent job. Today, we are learning that writers consider what they want to say and how they will say it. That means before they write, they think about what am I gonna write about and how am I gonna write it? We're gonna look at some really good examples today. We're gonna notice how our writers write about the observations, their interests, the adventures that they go on. And they also know that it's really important for readers, you and I, to understand their ideas. So they need to make sure their writing is really clear and focused. Today, we can think about how we can make sure that when you and I write, we keep it clear and we keep it focused. This book is called The Moon Was the Best by Charlotte Zolotow, pictures by Tana Hoban. And we're not going to actually read this book, we're going to look at the pictures. And we're going to notice what our author or what our illustrator has done to tell us about this story. Okay, I am going to read the first page. Once a mother and a father were going to Paris. Remember the special things to tell me, said the little girl, the things I'd like if I were there. So the mother remembered. Okay, right there, our author is telling us where our story is taking place. It's in Paris, which is in France, which is in Europe. And actually, I'm making a connection because I have been to Paris. So I wonder if I'm gonna recognize some of the places that we see. But Paris is really big, huge, and it's a really big topic. Just like we read the book, New York is a really big place. That's a really big topic. There's a lot that our author and our illustrator could have written about in Paris. She could have written about the different museums, the different people, the schools, the food. There's just so much to write about. So our writer had to be really specific about what they included and really focused. And the thing that they decided to really focus on were the special things that the mother saw that the girl would like to see. Now we're gonna take a picture walk, which means we're gonna go through and look at the pictures and think about what it is that our author and our illustrator are telling us on those pages. We're gonna do a lot of observations. Oh, I see the trees with flowers. I see someone playing with a hula hoop. What a nice park. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that double rainbow in front of that beautiful lit up building. Oh, walking along the river. I remember that river in Paris. I think I've walked along that river, maybe right there. Oh, that would be an interesting thing to see. Look at that man sitting there with all those birds. Oh, I do remember that about Paris, that there's lots of little stands with postcards and pictures that you can purchase, books. Oh, baguettes. That's the bread. Do you see that bread? It's almost lunchtime here at TV Classroom, and I would love to have a baguette with some brie. That's some soft cheese.
Warm baguette, fresh, warm, right out of the oven.
Wouldn't that be nice to have for your birthday dinner? Oh, painting in the park, those beautiful flowers. Kindergartners, what do you notice? Turn and tell your learning buddy what you see. Oh, Mabel, I bet this is a cafe, an outdoor cafe where people are sitting outside, drinking their coffee, having conversations, and they brought their dog, and their dog is under the chair. I bet if they drop any food, that dog would be in heaven. Oh, a carousel. Beautiful flowers. I wonder if this is at maybe a farmer's market or an outdoor market of some sort with lots of fresh food and plants. Oh, a statue with water. I bet this is a fountain. Very specific. The city at night. There's the river again. The moon. It's very beautiful. It feels peaceful. Now, let's look at another one of our books that we've already read and think about how our author had to think about what they wanted to write about and how they would write about it. Cynthia Rylant wrote Let's Go Home, The Wonderful Things About Houses. Now, sometimes the author will make the title show what the book is mostly about. So, what does the title, Let's Go Home, tell us about this book? That's right, it's going to be about a home. And the subtitle says, The Wonderful Things About a House. And that tells us even more. Cynthia Rylant is focused on the wonderful things about a house. And she's not going to tell us everything about houses. She's just going to tell us what is wonderful. There's so many possibilities for a book about houses. So Cynthia had to decide what she wanted to focus on. So let's take another picture walk through this book and remind ourselves, what did Cynthia want to focus on? The wonderful things about a house. She started out by telling us there's different types of houses. Do you see a house that looks like yours? Apartment or house? Ooh, the wonderful thing about a house is the different types of weather, right? You can do different things outside your house during different times of year. Like a couple weeks ago, we had all that snow, and we got to play in the snow. but it's getting into spring now, so we're going to start to do different things. That is wonderful. Oh, this is the living room. What do you notice that's wonderful about this living room? Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're noticing is wonderful about this living room. The couch, Mabel, that's what's wonderful about my living room, and this couch looks really comfortable, like there's even someone laying on it reading.
Cozy.
What was that?
Cozy.
Cozy, yeah. What's wonderful about the kitchen? What's wonderful about your kitchen? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy the wonderful thing about a kitchen. Mabel, the wonderful thing about my kitchen is how it smells when we're cooking, and how our whole family will be in there together, and even though it's kind of crowded because our kitchen is small, we still really have a lot of fun. Oh, look at those kids are baking something. That is wonderful. They have their dolls in there with them helping. The bedroom. What is wonderful about the bedroom? She's looking out the window. It looks snowy, but they look warm and cozy inside. They have their cat there. I wonder if the cat crawls in bed with them. Oh. The attic. What's wonderful about the attic? What do you see? I see some toys. I see a bike. I see they're sitting on a couch looking at a book. Maybe that's a photo album. Maybe they're looking at old photos, having memories, sharing memories, and telling stories. Now, does our author write about different homes in the world? No. Does she write about how to buy a house? Not in this book. She stays on topic about the wonderful things about a house so that it's really clear to you and I as readers what her book is about. Now, we're going to practice this today. In your packet, you have Narrow the Topic, Finding a Focus for My Writing web, and you're going to use this today to brainstorm really specific things about your topic that you are going to write about. And I'm going to model this for you today. So I have my web, I have my name and today's date on it, and I'm thinking about that a lot of you have probably been wanting to write about school. So that's my topic. That goes in the center of my web. I know a lot about school, so I can definitely write about it. School. Now I'm going to think about what are some details that I'm going to want to include in my writing, and that's what goes in these bubbles around the main topic or idea. Now, if you are going to write about school, what are some things, some details that you could include? So thinking about Cynthia Ryland's book was all about the wonderful thing about a house, and she wrote about the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, and the attic. So now we're thinking about school. Take some think time about the details about school. Okay, Okay, turn it and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking of details that you can include in your writing about school. Mabel, I could write about my teacher, I could write about playing on the playground, I could write about reading my favorite books, I could write about, oh, maybe I'm at Bernie and I have a brand new beautiful building that I want to write about. Maybe I want to write about my friends. Maybe lunch is my favorite. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I include the details to stay really focused on my topic of school. First, I'm going to write about my teacher. Say my teacher. That's 2 words, my teacher. My is a snap word. We can read and write it in a snap. I'm going to sing a song to help you remember the word my. M-Y, 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 my. M-Y, M-Y, my. My, finger space, teacher. Say teacher. Now we're going to stretch it out. Get your arm out. Listen for all the sounds in teacher all the way through to the end. T, E, ch, teacher. First sound is t. We know that's a T. Straight line down, cross in the middle. T, E. Vowel team E-A. T, E, ch. Teach. That's an R. My teacher. What was one of our other ideas that we could include about school? Playing with my friends. Yes, let's count the words in that. Playing with my friends. 4 words. The first word is playing. Let's stretch it out. Here we go. Playing. Playing. Okay. Whew. Playing. Playing with. With. Playing with my. Oh, we already know that word. My teacher. I'm just going to copy it. My. Playing with my friends. Friends is a snap word also. Okay, so about school, a detail is my teacher. I can write about playing with my friends. I can write about reading books. Reading books. First word is reading. Stretch it out. Reading. Reading. Okay, reading. That's an R. I hear a long E sound. Read. Ing is I-N-G. Reading books. Books rhymes with looks. Books. Looks. Looks. Or look is a snap word. L-ook. B-ook. Okay, the beginning sound is a B. That's a B. Remember, the bump is on the front like a belly. And then the ook is O-OK, just like in look. And then there's the S. Reading books. What else could I write about? Yeah, I can write about eating lunch. I love eating lunch. You probably like eating lunch because that's when you get to take your mask off when you're at school, right? Yeah. Okay, kindergartners, we worked really hard today learning that writers consider, that means think about what they want to say and how they will say it. We were really specific with our topic of school, with our details. I can write about my teacher, playing with my friends, reading books, and eating lunch. Today, this is going to be your independent writing. You're going to complete your own web. Make sure that you're really focused about your personal narrative ideas about what you can write about. When you're reading your independent reading, I want you practice reading the illustrations just like we did with the book Wave. Practice reading the story out loud using the beginning words, the middle words, and then the ending words. And we would love for you to send us your web here at TV Classroom or your drawing and writing, retelling, or telling the stories during your independent reading. And Mr. Kevin, how can our kindergarten friends send us their work?
Well, they can send them to TV Classroom at tacoma.k12.wa.us. Ask your adult for some help. You can also mail it to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Now, kindergartners, this is a time for our affirmation. This is when we get to say positive things about ourselves before we go off to do our independent work. Today, your affirmation is, I have value. Practice saying that out loud with me. I have value. Excellent job today. Thank you so much for reading and writing and thinking with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time in our TV Classroom. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.